if you have a chance, check that out. I think there's a sequel too.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah, it's a good way to spend an afternoon.
I
But
used
yeah,
to have a poster on my wall from when my parents owned a video store for a movie called Robot Jocks.
wait, Robot Wars is a sequel to Robot Jocks.
Is it real? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like a Stuart Gordon movie who did From Beyond and Reanimator, but I could be wrong about that. And I gotta look it up.
Is that your favorite like bad horror movie?
My favorite bad horror movie? Ooh, I don't know. I wouldn't call Robot Jocks a horror movie. It's pretty much sci-fi. I don't know. Some of the later,
it was a Stuart Gordon movie.
yeah, some of the later Nightmare on Elm Streets and some of the later Friday the 13th movies are some of my favorite bad horror movies. Some of those get pretty sketchy on the quality they deliver.
There's a Jason that is very, very near and dear to my heart. That is my ultimate favorite bad horror. It's truly, to me, it's truly a masterpiece. It's Jason X.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible one too.
I mean, Jason in space. Like there's nothing more cinematically beautiful to me than Jason in space.
I enjoyed the Freddy versus Jason. I know it's a terrible
Great.
one also,
Great movie.
but it's still just fun to watch them fight each other.
Yes.
Even if Freddy Krueger is playing pinball with Jason.
Yeah, it's great. That is definitely awesome.
So we have had a whole bunch of shit happen in the movie. Ash has been locked into the basement and then let out of the basement because he's being chased by Henrietta, played by Ted Raimi.
Yes.
Now Ed is possessed and is terrorizing everyone and trying to free Henrietta. And the one cutaway is when Ash chops Ed's head in half with the axe. It's funny because they showed that in silhouette, and then there's bright green blood spewing everywhere.
Yeah, I really do. I do appreciate just the amount of gore, but just over the top, whatever color you can think of, throw it in there. Like, I just really appreciate that.
Like how are those boards on the windows going to keep anything out?
Oh yeah. I mean, you could literally just go and that cabin's going to fall over, like the whole thing.
Oh, and these shots coming up here are pretty trippy. Like the clock stops. And then I don't know how they would have done it, but it looks like they took a flat image and they tilt it on its side. I think it's kind of coming up here in a second. You'll notice.
Yeah.
I really love how Sam Raimi's covered in blood. He's missing a hand. He's got duct tape.
Bruce Campbell.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I was thinking about Sam Raimi. Bruce Campbell, I really appreciate how in that scene where they're all huddled together in the middle of the room, fucking Ash is just like, looks like he's been through the ringer. Like this man has had a night. He's covered in blood. Has a stump of an arm that's got duct tape wrapped around it. His shirt's all black and whatever. And then everybody else standing around him has like a smear on them. They're just like holding themselves together. They just look like they just walked in and they're like, oh, it looks like it's been a fright in here. Like Ash is like, fuck you guys, man. Fuck you guys.
The only part of this movie that I take issue with is the relationship between Bobby Joe and it's not Dwayne, is it? Is that his name? Her boyfriend?
I don't know, but he's clearly dating up.
Yes. Yeah. I know it's not cool to talk about.
Oh, teeth. Jake? You mean Jake?
Yeah. He's got some summer teeth going on in this movie.
Summer teeth, I've never heard that.
Some are there, some aren't.
Missing so many teeth, it looks like his tongue is in jail.
Amazing.
Oh God. But yeah, she is much more attractive than he is.
I mean,
I question their relationship, but I do appreciate how dedicated he is to her, to the point where he's willing to hold everyone at gunpoint and run out into the woods behind her.
Yep. I do love the crazy sound effects right here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the best that guy is ever going to do. So of course he's going to.
Very true. This slow pan in on the door as they're waiting for like the demonic force to kind of hit again is a really, really great shot with the lightning kind of going on in the background. Yeah, man, you aren't kidding. Looking at the four of them
I'm
standing
saying,
together,
right?
Ash's shirt used to be like a bright blue, and
Yep.
it is now almost a black
Yeah.
practically.
He's covered. He's got blood all over him. Like he's got cuts all over him. He's got. I mean, look at everybody. Like literally, they just walk. It looks like
Yeah.
they just walked into him having a really bad time.
Yeah.
And it almost seems like he should have more on him because he kind of was just taking a bath in blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the hallway. Yep.
Yeah.
Now we should mention, like we're talking about this hallway scene. There was like, if you haven't seen the Evil Dead 2, but you've seen A Nightmare on Elm Street, then you know that kind of level of gushing blood when it came out of the bed and ate Johnny Depp. But that kind of level of like hose style blood, and then it just goes from bright ass red to pitch black.
Yeah.
And it's just absolutely covered him. Mind you, it's not in the hallway anywhere anymore.
No,
It's gone. It's just immediately gone. But yeah, and then he just still had, his pants are still brown. You can still tell the shirt is blue, and he should just be absolutely doused in black and red goo.
the thing that I like about the blood like disappearing, you can tell that the demonic force is fucking with him. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
So it's like almost making him wonder if he's insane by doing all these things with like the clock stopping, the deer head talking, dumping blood on him, then it being gone.
Yeah.
It's part of the demonic force being like, you're fucked, dude.
Yeah, like we're just gonna, everything you think is real is not. Like
Yeah.
you think this is happening. Yeah, that kind of stuff is really cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they were doing something like that with like the interior size of the cabin, like how it's like a mansion inside and it's like a box on the outside. So maybe that's the same thing they were going for there.
Yeah. And the other thing that's interesting about that is the interior of the house is all a soundstage. It was, they shot,
It was a gym.
Yeah.
It was a converted high school gym, which is super cool. Now we had talked about at the very top of the episode, we had said about the creature on the cover of the movie poster for this movie. So it's a skeleton with the eyeballs and everything. So we don't see him here, but where we do see him is Army of Darkness. There's very similar imagery of that character,
Really?
but they use him in Army of Darkness.
Did not realize that.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've seen Army of Darkness the entire way through.
Yeah, me too. It was not my favorite one of the three. Obviously, this is my favorite one of the three. It gives you a little bit of the first one and a little bit of the third one all in one. That's why I like it. The whole all nights, all the time thing wasn't really my jam with that movie.
Yeah, I'm not a medieval person.
No,
I'm not. I think that's probably why I never got into Game of Thrones. Like, I just don't care for. It's just not my jam. You know, just not. I mean, there are some great like medieval stories out there. Just not my jam. You know. So I think I really enjoy Army of Darkness just for the sheer absurdity of it. And I think actually, like, even though I'm not definitely not a medieval person, I like that it's medieval because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's freaking ridiculous. So I just think that like, what a concept. So I that's like the only time that I like appreciate a medieval storyline.
If they decided to go back and do a television series,
Like Ash versus the Evil Dead.
not Ash vs. Evil Dead, but like Tales of the Necronomicon, and just
Fun.
followed that through time.
Yeah.
And like, oh, here's a Western episode. Oh, here's an episode in the future. Like, that would be super fun.
Yeah.
Okay, and right now in the movie is where Bobby Joe is getting dragged off into the woods. And I recall this scene in the original Evil Dead being a lot more gruesome than
Yeah. A lot rougher to watch.
Yeah.
I actually took a girl on a first date to see The Evil Dead.
Oh, I assume that might have been the last date as well.
Oh, it sure was.
Oh, I can top that. I can top that.
Okay, but we'll compare. So I was going to Kent State and I was in a class with this girl, and the Kent State like campus theater is getting ready to show Evil Dead. And I was like, oh, I love this movie. Like, and we'd been talking about like going out, and I was like, let's go see it together. And she's like, okay, I've never heard of it, but I'll go, whatever. I didn't like pay enough attention to where it was actually playing. So we showed up to the wrong place. And then I had to like hightail it across campus to go see it in the right theater. We walked in during the tree rape scene.
Oh man.
And she turned
Yeah.
and looked at me and said, "What did you bring me to see?" And then sat there in silence the rest of the fucking movie. Dropped the class. Never contacted me ever again.
Well, I don't really blame her.
Yeah.
That is not the best first date movie.
No.
No.
And then I actually was able to meet Bruce Campbell at a convention and tell him that story. And I led with, I took a girl on a first date to Evil Dead. He said, "That's a terrible idea."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Goes.
So it was, when did The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo come out?
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm going to say 2013. I don't know if that's right, but I'm going to say 2013.
It's somewhere
So
around there.
me and the guy had met, and we did not really like each other kind of right at the top when we first met. It's at a birthday party. It was a really weird birthday party. But then like we kind of got to chatting on Facebook or whatever, and he was like, let's go on a date. I said, all right, sure. Like, you're kind of a dick, but like, I'm young, kind of stupid. It's fine, whatever. So we go. And we're sitting there. It's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is kind of a dry movie, kind of right at the top anyway. And then you get to that scene.
I've never seen this. I don't know that
Okay.
scene.
Have you ever seen The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Chris?
I haven't. I remember trying to start to watch it, but for some
Dry at
reason
the
I didn't.
top. It's very dry at the top.
Mhm.
Not so dry in the middle. There is a very, very, very horribly graphic and extremely triggering rape scene, anal rape scene.
Ooh.
And it is, and when I like, and it was so, it's very I Spit on Your Grave 1970s style, but like in like 2000s. What's here?
Okay.
I love Annie's outfit with the knee-high socks and the penny loafers.
She looks like she's going golfing.
Yes. Not coming from
A horror cabin,
or an archaeological dig.
right?
She kind of reminds me of Robin Lively from The Karate Kid Part 3. Like the whole outfit and like something about her face. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Robin Lively in The Karate Kid Part 3.
Yeah. No, I see it. I think the high cheekbones are part of it.
And I think it's the space between the nose and the upper lip. That's part of it. I don't know why I notice things like that. Probably because I make money drawing people
Yeah.
from my job.
Well, can we talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a
Yeah.
minute. So you do you sell your own pieces, correct?
Not I don't really do that many commissions anymore because I finally found a gig where I don't have to hustle to find the next gig, like drawing commissions or doing people's logos and stuff like that. Luckily I've been employed with the same company for about 2 years now.
And what's that
And-
company?
It's called Node Chronicles, and we're making comic books. They're educational comics, and they teach kids about science. People like Nikola Tesla and Alan Turing and things like that. So
That's
it's
awesome.
a way to try to get kids to read more, for one, and give them something that keeps them interested in it rather than just a textbook. Because, I mean,
Textbooks are
Oh,
boring.
they're boring as hell. That's why I
Yeah.
didn't do that well in school. I didn't want to read
Yeah.
a textbook. If they gave it to me in a comic book that looked cool, I would have been all about it.
Oh my God, yeah. I would have told you every fact from every bubble of that comic, 100%.
Yeah.
So what is some other stuff that you have done?
Probably the biggest name stuff I've done. I've done some stuff for Disney Publishing. So I got to draw Spider-Man, I got to draw Guardians of the Galaxy, Venom, stuff like that. So that was kind of a bucket list thing. It was really fun to do. Really fucking stressful. When I got the job, I was like, fuck, I'm drawing Spider-Man, I guess. And it was, it was hard for me to put my all into it because I was so nervous about it.
Yeah.
And looking back,
Really?
looking back, I could have done it way better. But it's a learning experience. I find it more fulfilling and challenging to create my own stuff, though, because everybody knows what Spider-Man does. Everybody knows who Peter Parker is. Everybody loves him.
You
But
already had a base template to work from. So yeah, it's much harder to be to create something new, to create, you know, not just going off of somebody else's template or somebody else's backstory, to create something entirely new is
Yeah, more fun.
incredibly difficult.
Yeah, but it's more fun too. Like
Yeah.
I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
Be my own Stan Lee.